there. We're going to be talking about what is reverse pyramid training, RPT for short. And is it something that you should do? Something you should work in? So this is Coach Spiel here, watching WarriorResults.com. I help husbands lose weight, gain muscle, and get abs. And have their honey physically attracted to them. This is a question. So, first off, what is reverse pyramid training? In order to answer that question, we got started with what is pyramid training. So, pyramid training it's a very old school way of training. It's a rep and set schemes that you do. It's actually how I got started way back about 18 years ago or so. I got first working out during my very first weight loss transformation. I just pulled it out of a bodybuilding magazine. I think it was Men's Fitness or Men's Health. And pyramid training is where set 1, 2, and 3, you do a set of 12, a set of 8, and a set of 6. Or something. It's usually something like that. And you start off lighter. Let's say we're on the bench press, 135. 155 and 165 times 6. Boom. And then you call it a day. And then you go home. You move on to the next exercise, 12, 8, 6. You can kind of vary up. Sometimes it's 15, sometimes 15, 10, 5, blah, 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 something like that. Reverse pyramid training. So this is, first up, in order to answer this question, whether you should do reverse pyramid training or not, you need to ask yourself, what phase am I in? What phase am I in, warrior? You ask yourself this. I know what phase I'm in. Phase one is the newbie gains. I call it the quest. The quest. Usually start off your fitness journey, your weightlifting journey, usually with, I call it the quest. Phase 1 is the quest. And it is usually you're after something. You're kind of like you're going after this. You want your body. You want a performance. You want some sort of accomplishment in the gym. Usually it's looks based, weight loss based, muscle gain based, something in there. But it's about your 15, 20-ish pounds of muscle, and it's about 1 to 2 years for that time frame. My very first weight loss transformation for me it was probably about a year, and then. So in case you don't know my story, I was fat my whole life, got my heart broken, lost the weight, I wanted to win her back. I lost about 100 pounds or so, and it was over the course of about a year when I did that. I put on the newbie gains. I put on about 20-ish pounds of muscle, and then I never got into phase 2. I didn't even know there was a phase 2. That led me into a career in personal training and bodybuilding, and then I was really rocking fit there, and then I got married, and then let myself go and got fat and put on about 65 pounds over the course of our marriage. I was about 4 years into marriage or so when I decided to do something about it, and then transformed myself from chubby hubby to hot hubby, according to my wife. That's what she says. Phase 2 is now where you are, so after your newbie gains are there, you're into phase 2. It's called your apex predator approach. And now it's your next 10 to 20 pounds. Okay? So, and it's usually double what it took you for that point. You got to do things a little bit different during this apex predator approach. You're lifting during the newbie gains, you can basically do anything. It's like throwing a wall at the side of a barn door. Like, you're going to hit this wall. Okay, your target's really wide. As you get more advanced, as you pile on experience, this is the intermediate. This is beginner, intermediate, and then advanced. We're not going to get into advanced. But the reverse pyramid works really good. Sorry, the pyramid works really good for the newbie gains. It doesn't work very good for the apex predator approach. Because during the apex predator approach, phase 2, the intermediate, you need to start delving into the heavier reps, the heavy lifting a little bit more. This is very mid-range like that. So the reverse pyramid training, you basically just turn that around. 165 times 6. Let's just add 10 pounds each, or sorry, minus 10 pounds. 155 times 6. And then let's say 135 times 10. Boom. Just something like that. You lower the weight and then you up your reps. Sorry, that should be about 8. Apologize for that. Boom, boom, boom. And then you go from there. What's nice about this is you do your strength stuff. So anything about 6 reps and below is considered strength. Anything 6 to 20 reps is considered hypertrophy. And rather than just doing lifting strength all the time, you need to have portion of your time in hypertrophy and a portion of your time in strength. And then, because within your strength is where your muscles are going to grow. You got fibers in your muscle groups. You got type 2 and 2X. And that gets activated by heavier reps. Higher loads, lower time under tension. Higher intensity, lower time under tension. Boom, over and done with, like that. Those are the fibers that grow in your muscles, that expand, that can multiply themselves, okay? Reminds me of MLM, an Office episode where Michael Scott was trying to sign up the Office, and he's like, look, you get one person, and that person signs up 2 people. And he's kind of went through the thing like that, and that person signs up 2 people. Jim and Dwight were like, is this a pyramid scheme? He's like, no, it's not. The guy told me it wasn't. And he's like, okay, tell me how we make money. And Michael Scott's drawing this up. He basically draws a pyramid. He's like, oh, crap. So those type 2 muscle fibers, they're your pyramid scheme. They multiply a little bit, which works with that. With our topic today, reverse pyramid training. So you start off heavy. What I like about this, so the reverse pyramid training, the literature on it is not the best, like with the research and everything like that, because to actually find somebody to actually get through your newbie gains is pretty rare. Like a lot of those studies aren't done over the course of like many years, but it is effective. It's a nice little change up versus or you could just do what's called straight sets. Kids want to come in? Good girl. Good girl. Straight sets, where let's say you do 165 times 6. The next set, you go 165 times 6. I like doing straight sets, and then you leave about 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. Left in tank. You leave about 1 to 2 reps left tank. Then if you basically shoot for, we've had videos about this, where you shoot for a specific rep number, and if you fall below it, let's say 165, let's say you're doing 4 sets, and you go 165 times 5, you had about 1 to 2 reps left in your tank, meaning you could have got it, but it would have been a struggle. Okay, so it would have been like, you got that rep, and you're like, yeah, I probably could have got 1 or 2 more. You want to leave those reps there. You want to just kind of graze below those failure reps. So that'll say there's a 3rd set. On your 4th set, go ahead and drop it 10 pounds and get her back up to 6. That way you keep to your 6 reps there. Does that make sense? Cool. So you can do it that way for a while, for like 2-3 months or so. Usually when you do training blocks like this, you see how it looks over about 2 months, about 6 to 12 weeks, somewhere in there, just to let you see what you're doing. So you can just flip that progress around like that. I do this, and then I focus on a different rep next week. So I basically like spread out this reverse pyramid thingy. So like week 1, I'll do 3 sets of 12. Week 2, I'll do 4 sets of 8. Week 3, I'll do 4 sets of 6. And then repeat, rinse and repeat like that. Boom, boom, boom. Increase it by 5 pounds, rinse and repeat, going through like that. Or you can just do it this way as well, where basically instead of spreading out, you make it condensed. So it's a nice change up. It's not the end all be all. It is effective. What I like about it is it gets your body's wore out after those heavy reps, those lower type reps. Your body is tired. So it's nice to get those out of the way right away. It's like you're running a sprint in a mile, like when you do that, and you basically use up all your gas right away, and then you just coast, run to the end. When you get to these lighter reps, you're using up your middle type fibers. Okay, instead of your 2x, it's more like 2. So it's not quite uses a little bit more oxygen as it's going through. So it's a good approach to do for a couple months. It is effective. It does work. It's a nice change up. It's not the end all be all. What you need to know is it's not one like training style, especially when you get to the Apex Predator approach, and there's a phase 3 after that, which we're not going to talk about today. But once you get into past your newbie gains, you need to know it's not one training style forever. It's not straight sets forever. It's not, your body really likes changes. It really likes change up at this state. It's like when you were a kid, you got money, and like it was $1, and $1's like, whoa. But as you grew up, you were surrounded by more and more money, more and more you work. I remember the first job I got was like, I think it was McDonald's or something like that, but it was a paycheck. And I had nothing, like I had no bills or anything to spend it on. And it was just like so much money. It was like $100 or something like that. And I was used to like $20 a week allowance. So as you get older, you need more money to feel stimulated. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, whoa, this is a lot of money. Like when I was a kid, $100 was like a lot of money. Nowadays, growing up, $100 is not that much. Growing up, $1,000 was a lot of money. Now growing up, $1,000 is still a lot of money, but it's like not as much as like $5,000, $10,000, if you know what I mean. So your body needs more experience, more stimulation, more changes. The more experience that it gets. Okay, you need to add. That's why it's the Apex Predator approach, because you need to add more complications to it, but you need to adapt to those complications. Your body's able to handle the complications more, which is what makes an Apex Predator in the jungle or out in the wild so effective, is they are able to handle the complications a lot easier. They're not a one-trick pony. They can do this, they can do this, they can do this, they can do this. And that's what makes them the Apex Predator. Cool. All right, so that is your talk about reverse pyramid training. Hope that was effective. Without further ado, I will talk to you later in the next video. Bye.